Hello everybody, this is Scott, and today I will be giving you some more AdSense tricks. In my last one, I was discussing mostly about ad placements that work, and I'm going to continue on with that idea and give you more broad recommendations as well. So as you can see, the site did change from yesterday. There are no longer the 3 ads in here. I've also made the ads over here smaller. Why did I make this change? I have found that even though I had the 300 by 225, 300 by 250 ad unit at the very bottom, it was performing higher than the large banner on the side. So I moved it up here so it'd be in the view, and then I added a second one here. What were the advantages of doing this? I'm able to fit more ads on the sidebar, and I'm able to expand and add more items if I want to. And the ad was higher performing than the previous one anyways. And if you also seen, I've extended the size of the site by making it up to 1,100 for the total frame to fit the new ad units. See, 1,100 pixels wide. That's actually a pretty good range for most browsers, so we're in a good spot. What do we want to look at next? If you mentioned in my last video, I mentioned the ad types. The best ones to roll with that Google recommends are the 728, the 300 by 25, the 336 by 280, the 168 by 600 are the most optimal. I believe those are all of them. What do you want from my experience? From my experience, this has actually performed the best. The 728 by 90 wide leaderboard, and the 300 by 25 rectangle, we're going to call it a rectangle, performed the best. Why is this? The reasoning can be strange. The reason that these are probably performing better is because these have the most optimal range, and the people paying for them are more likely to go for smaller sizes like this. What do I mean they'll go for smaller sizes? When you go to buy an ad, you want to look at, alright, what's the way that I can get them as many ads out for as cheap as I can, but still increase the highest click? 300 by 25 and this wide skyscraper, the 728 by 90, sorry, not skyscraper, leaderboard, perform the best because they're two of the more optimal ones that people choose. Which is why that I actually use them here, because in my experience they've performed the best. Some people, maybe not so much. What about the link units that were in your content? I will tell you, they generated no extra revenue. I got no extra revenue from those link units, which means no one was clicking on them. So I removed them to increase page performance, and my load time is relatively low, about 2 seconds for the home page, and about 1.8 for an article, which is insanely fast compared to most websites. I think I'm 70% faster than most websites. On the home page, here's what you gotta ask yourself. Actually, no, we're gonna discuss that in a minute. Your ad units. Google recommends that you use the 3 ad units that you have. You can use 3 of these media ads, which are the text ads and your traditional ads, 3 link unit ads, which are the other ones that I used to have in little boxes, and 2 search engines. Those are the maximum amount of ads that Google allows you to use from their service. Why did I stress their service? It is recommended to use external services to generate more revenue. What do I mean by this? You can use multiple ad networks. With Google AdSense. What do I recommend? Getting into other ad networks may be hard. AdSense is one of the most lenient ad networks to get into. What would I recommend using with them? It really depends on your traffic. Yeah, I know, you're gonna say that's the generic response, yada yada yada. I understand that. What do I recommend that you use with it? Yahoo. Yahoo's a great network. They have a lot of ads, and they have media ads that will work great with these, and they don't look like AdSense ads. Media.net is the combined network of Bing and Yahoo. Bing, as far as I understand, does not offer the ability to get publishing right from them. So media.net's going to be the best way. You'll be able to get the ad revenue you'll be able to get ads from both the Yahoo network and the Bing network to try and maximize your profits. these are some of the easier ones to get into. If you are a high-performing one and you want to go for the big boy, there is one advertising agency that is the highest quality and has the highest CPM rate in the industry, and that is Tribal Fusion. Why do I say that? Tribal Fusion is also the hardest network to get in. You must have over 500,000 unique visitors per month to get into their network. They are very, very exclusive, but for good reason. They pay insanely well. And if you could get into them, then that's probably what you're going to want to go for. Use them and combine with Adsense or Media.net. Those are the higher paying ones. What are some other recommended ones? If you want to go a more text-based route where there's in-text ads, what do I mean by in-text ads? In-text ads are basically where certain words within your, like in my article would be highlighted. So if I said a template, okay, well, an in-text ad would basically pop up and give an ad when someone hovers over it. It'll have like it'll be like a link. And I'll have two like blue lines underneath it, and it'll say there's an ad, and it goes for here. Very, very high paying networks go from that. The two that are probably the most notable are Chitika, which offers the ability to do so, and Infolinks, which one would I prefer between the two? Infolinks pays so much higher. I'm not even beginning to like admire, but the fact is they pay a lot more than you will ever expect to get from Chitika, which is why they're falling right now, because their ads just don't pay enough revenue. So Infolinks is one of the ways to go if you want to go in-text advertisements, and they do work with AdSense. Why don't I use them? I don't like ads in the content. I don't like them to get into the middle of the content. Everyone's going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's the best way to generate revenue. That is true, but I did also remove my old ones because I'm like, oh, it was hypocritical, and then I tried to argue that it wasn't. You know what? I'm going to stand by that point. There will never be any ads directly within my posts. I will try to keep that the best I can. What does this mean? There will not be ads in the post. Downside, there will be ads, maybe more ads in the sidebars than you would expect on other sites. Why do you do this? Click-through ratio will be crap. Less people will be clicking on it because it's not within their content, and that's when most of the clicks are generated. So I'm going to have to put more on the side to supplement. What networks would you recommend us using? What networks would you consider using? Networks I would consider using with AdSense for media ads that I can get into, Yahoo, maybe Media.net. I don't like Chitika, but maybe them. Why don't I like Infolinks? Infolinks does not offer any sort of banner ads. I cannot put them in a box. They hover on the sides and below, and I do not like that. That just makes the site look cluttered. Whenever you see a site that has they got ads right here, they float right here, and then you got another one right over here, and then you get that one in the middle, those are Infolinks. Very, very obnoxious. Why can't I keep it in a frame? I understand that banner ads are not performing as well, but I don't like the content to be interfered. Ad networks, websites do this all the time. Ad networks don't really care though, because it's harder to do and it's kind of obnoxious to work with. So, what else would I recommend you doing? You need to just generate content. I don't think people are understanding this. They always give up when their sites don't pay, when they're not paying well. You need to generate a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of targeted content. There are certain keywords that people search for, and those are the ones that they're going to stumble upon. They will stumble upon your site and say, oh, blah 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 blah, and then they're gonna say, oh, okay, that was useful, and then they may not even return, but if they stay, they're gonna share it with their friends. You want to know what my top performing word is? iPhone antivirus. I did one phone on my top 5 recommended iPhone antivirus. It's the first, I think it's the first on Google search, and it is where 50% of my traffic comes in from that keyword. Don't know how. Can't repeat that. It's a very strange world we live in. Could I try and duplicate it? Yeah. That was a way earlier article. And the thing is, over time, the articles will generate more views. You just gotta wait. You need to be able to. You need to be able to just wait. You gotta be very patient. It may take a long time for your things to get views. My channel, we all know, I don't get many views, don't get many subs. Does that matter? No, I produce more content and I move on. That is probably the best thing you can do. Ways to try and increase your clicks and therefore increase your views. Have a popular post widget. This one's from Add This. It tracks the most shared and the most clicked articles, and then it will share them in this little widget. I think I have 20 here right now. I think it's using all the maximum ones. I could probably mess with the code and get it to show more. Not gonna bother right now though. Related post at the bottom. What is the number one thing that people look for when they're done reading an article? They look for something else to read or do. They can't find that, they leave the page. Either that or they'll try it. And the second thing they're gonna look for is interaction. Is there community? Yeah, I don't have any comments. That is fine though, because what I can do is I can still rely on these related posts. 15 related posts show underneath. My recommendation is to have 10 to 15. No more, no less. Even if you can't get the 15 ads to show up, at least have the related post widget or whatever code you're using show it, but have it set to show at least 15. At the most of 15. That will maximize your chances, and it won't make it look cluttered. Like, this is clean. I would say 10 would look clean. It would just like cut this off and then push it up, and then yeah, that would look clean. I do 15. It gives them more options. Share buttons, great way to generate more views. Share buttons at the top of the article are very, very low performing. Why is this? Who's going to share content that they haven't even read? And why do I have share with your friends up here? I've noticed trends with people. When they're done reading an article, I do this too. I'll come down and then I'll do this. And then I'm like, okay. And then I come down to the comments and then I scroll all the way back up to the page and then I'll exit. Why do I do this? I don't know. It's almost like subconsciously that's what I do. So then I figured out I'll put the share buttons right there. And you're going to say, well, what's the point of having it on the homepage? Homepage can be shared too. And whatever happened to your Add This smart layers? Alright. That's a very interesting topic. My Add This smart layers disappeared. Not because of the code, because I removed them. Why did I remove them? Because they were slowing down the site. These little buttons are also from Add This. This is a separate follow widget, and this is their share buttons. There are more share buttons, and there are more follow buttons than there were with Add This, and the load time is quicker. The problem was a lot of CSS went into keeping it up here, and then having the extra configuration where it would slide in and out. I don't need that. Some sites might, but they need to reconfigure the code. It starts off very poor. It's just a really, really, really bad widget right now. Can't configure it. I wanted my follow buttons to go along here, so that way I could prevent it from being pushed in, so that way my follow buttons would always be in. I can't do that. There's little customization. I even went over a video of what the very few things that you could customize, even with going with the code. So that is about it for this AdSense tips videos. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for another video. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.